Hello, welcome to my channel, Soul Horizons Tarot. I'm going to be doing a year look ahead at the year, a look at the year ahead, good grief, a look at the year ahead reading for the sign of Aquarius. I want to thank you guys for the last set of readings I did. You guys had the highest viewership, so I'm doing you guys first as a thank you to show my gratitude. Keep in mind, this is a collective reading, so it will not apply to everyone, but please like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment if it does resonate, or if you do enjoy this and want to see future content. Again, this is for the sign of Aquarius. A look at the year ahead. We're going to start with December and then move into the months after that. So we're not starting with November since it's the very end of that month. Alright, I may say signs of the card. It's more important that you pay attention to the energy. So the first one we're going to start with is December. I did lay these out on accident. I wasn't thinking. Normally I do the cut, but I am going to do that with the clarifying deck. So we'll do that real quick. And we're going to pull some of the tea leaf cards. Okay, so it does look like Aquarius, you're going to have a fluctuating year. That's kind of duh, right? Because this one's going to be your main overall energy theme of the next 12 months. So let me get these out, and then we'll start. Okay, and I'll straighten everything up as we go. Alright, so for the month of December, the King of Wands was your main pool. Anything to the sides or below is going to be clarifiers, but it does look like we're taking charge here with the King of Wands. We're motivated, we're inspired. You may be in a position of power in some way, or you may be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, specifically Leo, but does not have to be. So for some of you, this could be a month where you're playing more of an active role with your kids, or for some reason I'm getting more of an energy of like new ideas with that Six of Cups. Usually it's like a soulmate kind of energy, or a card about happy memories, nostalgia, reminiscing. But I'm almost getting this energy of like bursting with new ideas, wanting to take action on. Maybe you're excited about the new year, but we're going to see. We're going to clarify everything. So tell me one more with that Six of Cups and the King of Wands for Aquarius's, for December of 2022 for the sign of Aquarius, please. What's the main theme, overall energy of the month of December? What's going on for Aquarius in the month of December, please, with the Six of Cups and the King of Wands? What's going on for Aquarius? Of course you would play ads. Of course you would. Alright, I'm going to do 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. 10 of Wands. Okay, for some of you, you may be taking on more responsibilities, more duties, more obligations. With the King of Wands, I feel like you've kind of put a... Okay, that's really gonna annoy me. Can't stand when you got it on like a chill vibe music compilation and they throw in ads. What's the point of being chill if you're constantly being barraged? Anyway, with the King of Wands, you're kind of stepping up to the plate. Tell me about that King of Wands. Why is that here? What does it represent? Or who? Who or what does that King of Wands represent? I think it's you taking on the energy of the King of Wands, whether or not you are a feminine or masculine, or man or female, it doesn't really matter. We all have that, we all have feminine or masculine energy. Tell me about that King of Wands, please. 1, 2. I don't like it. I'm going to try it again. 1. I didn't look at the card, I just didn't like how it shuffled. 2. And 3. Alright, Page of Cups. Yeah, see, new ideas, maybe a new beginning for some of you. Maybe you're communicating something here. Maybe this is a time of month where you get to spend a lot of time with your children, or you're being very nostalgic. But it does feel like a new idea that you want to kind of captain, take the lead on, charge ahead with. But some of you may be getting some messages, possibly from a love interest or someone from your past, whether it's friends, family. Of course, that makes sense for December being the holidays. But with that Ten of Wands, there is something about, you know, feeling maybe a little bit burdened or taking on more than what you normally would. Taking on a challenge. Tell me about that Six of Cups. Why is that here? What does it represent? We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with that page. And the Star come out. So Aquarius energy there. Okay, for some of you, you guys may be reconnecting. No, we're not doing this. No, I'm not dealing with that at all. I'm not going to listen to music that has an ad every 5 seconds. I would much rather just not have anything playing in the background. I'm sorry, Aquarius. I'm not trying to disrupt your reading. I'm going to get one more card with that. Some of you, yeah, maybe like restoring a situation with someone from the past. Maybe you're healing old wounds. It doesn't really feel like a healing old wounds as much as reconnecting. Tell me about the Six of Cups and the Star. For December, what's the main theme, energy, situation for December for Aquarius, please? The home life is peaceful. Tell me one more with the Six of Cups and the Star. Or what's that about? 1, 2, and 3. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, quality time spent with loved ones. Again, for some of you, it could be like reconnecting, a reunion of some kind with maybe an old partner, an old friend. Maybe there's a new project idea, though. I'm also getting that. For some of you, there's a new ideas coming in about a project that you would like to start. Maybe you're kind of taking a leadership position with that. Working very closely in some kind of cooperative effort towards a dream. Tell me about that Ten of Wands. Why is that here? What does it represent? Okay, yep, that's what it is. Some of you may be taking more of a leadership position within your home. Maybe for some of you, you may be a single mom or a single dad. Or you're kind of the provider during this time for the family, if you are, and whether you're married in a long-term commitment, whether you have kids or not, you're either taking charge in your home life, you're taking on more duties and responsibilities within your work, your home, your marriage. But for a lot of you, I think it's because you're embarking on some kind of new quest, basically. Not to make it sound silly, but... Alright, tell me anything else you want to tell me. That did make sense, though, for this, but... Let me use this one. Alright, tell me about the month of December for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, for some of you, romance is in the air. Maybe you have a new connection, or you're reconnecting with an old love, or you are just getting a little bit closer. Maybe you do work together with this person. What else? Okay. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Okay. So maybe some of you do have to kind of restructure something about your home, your living situation. Maybe that doesn't feel right. It feels more like you're taking care of someone else. For some of you, you may be the one being taken care of, but because that King of Wands, I mean, that could be the person that's kind of taking the lead here. So it could be someone else. But I think this is your energy. Taking the lead. Maybe you're taking care of family members, children, etc. Alright, tell me one more with the staff and the rose for the overall energy situation. What's going on for Aquarius in the month of December? For the month of December, please. One more with the staff and the rose. I actually did already have one come out. Alright, we have the scales. Could be Libra. Oh, we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Pisces. Pretty much all the signs. But scales can represent Libra. Keep your life in balance. So you may be having to work a little bit harder than normal in order to keep, and again, that does make sense. Holiday is kind of one of the most stressful times, especially when it comes to finance, business, and everything like that. And then we have Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And that's that Ten of Wands. Is taking on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual pursuits that do kind of drain you, that can become exhausting, or that are exhausting. They're already at the point. The 10 is about completion. So some of you understand that what you're stepping into is going to kind of be a task. It's going to be a hell of a task, but the end result is to keep these scales in balance. Yeah, and for some of you, like I said, you're going to have to you're taking on the responsibility of others. Maybe you're stepping up to, in a position where you kind of lead. And whether that's work, family, career, some kind of project. We're going to move on. Do I want to keep these? Probably do. We're going to have to kind of put everything up under. No, you know what? Just squish them. That's what I'll do. I'll squish them. Alright, so for January, we have the 8. We have 2 8s. 88 may be significant for you for some reason in the month of January. January 8th. But we have the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. So here's where the fluctuation starts. We start off in December. We have kind of like this entrepreneurial or a spirit of leading, and then we're hit with the 8 of Cups. So it kind of feels like we hit a wall here. Tell me one more with the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, please, for Aquarius's the main energy theme situation for the month of January 2023. What's going to be going on for Aquarius in the month of January with the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, please? Tell me one more with the 8 of Swords and 8 of Cups. Alright, 3 shuffles. Nine of Wands. Yeah, we're hitting a wall here. Whatever, maybe it's kind of a bleed-in, you know, that would resonate, because usually energy doesn't change that much month to month. So if we're talking going from the King of Wands, taking on a leadership role, now in January we're starting to feel emotionally spent, especially. Emotionally unsatisfied. We do feel stuck with the Eight of Swords. We're unsure how to move forward. We feel blocked in some way with that Eight of Swords. It's a mental thing, though. It's kind of like what you think you create. So if you're creating blocks for yourself, that would be the Eight of Swords. With the Nine of Wands, there's kind of like a hopeless energy here. Not completely hopeless, but it's like we're taking a cynical or a pessimistic view of our situation based on this Eight of Swords. We don't see a way forward, or we're refusing to look at different options. We're kind of stuck in our ways, or not acknowledging certain things that need to be looked at. But let's look at that Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is wanting to leave something or someone behind, typically because we're no longer satisfied with where we're at. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. Tell me about that Eight of Cups, please, for Aquarius in the month of January. Tell me about that Eight of Cups, please. Why is that here? What does it represent for the overall theme, energy? Okay, thank you. So we have the Strength card. So you feel like your strength, and that makes sense for that Ten of Wands there. You had to step up with that King of Wands. And by January, you're feeling depleted. You feel like something took a lot out of you, energetically, physically, and mentally, or emotionally. We have the Cups here, but we also have, the Swords and the Wands. So it may be all three. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, you feel kind of at a loss, at a deficit. Let's see what that Eight of Swords, why is that Eight of Swords here? What does it represent for Aquarius? Okay, King of Wands. Okay, so that energy that was here in your main theme for December is here in January. But this time the King of Wands is confronted with something that he either doesn't want to face, and I think this is you, even if you're a female. Ignore me saying he, I only say that because that's the energy. So we have very strong Leo. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo, but he's faced with a struggle or an inability to see something, to acknowledge something. It could be that, this leadership role that you take on, in whatever form that takes, you get to a point where you kind of feel trapped in it. Like maybe you decided to step up and take over a role, maybe it's caretaking or something like that, where by the end of December going into January, or maybe it's at, whatever, he feels trapped, he feels stuck, and we're wanting to get away from this, but we don't see a clear vision on how to achieve that. It's almost like if you had an idea here is where we're met with the challenge of actually creating it, or what we signed up for, is no longer where we want to be with that Eight of Cups. So let's look at that Nine of Wands. Please tell me about the Nine of Wands. Why is it here for Aquarius? Why is the Nine of Wands here? Whatever happens in December takes it out of you by January. Tell me about that Nine of Wands. Why is it okay? Three of Cups. Okay, so we went from the 6 to the 8. So we gain 2 cups, and then we go back to the 3. I think something along the way was lost. It could be relationships, it could be happiness. Again, something is no longer satisfactory, emotionally fulfilling. And the 9 of Wands with the 3 of Cups is kind of like you're not having the fun that you thought you would be, or it could even be like skepticism around certain relationships. Maybe this is what's draining you, is these certain relationships. Maybe it's friends, family, co-workers. I want to see one more. What about that 3 of Cups? What about that 3 of Cups with the 9 of Wands? Why are we closed off to the 3 of Cups? This could be more like just wanting to be alone. Alright. 2 of Wands. This is very bizarre music. It's not the right tone. Oh man. I'm just going to go back to the old standby. It's almost as if taking on this leadership position, okay, so this would be kind of like somebody becoming a parent and then realizing all that work, all that time investment, you kind of lose things along the way. You lose a sense of self, you lose friendships because, you know, you're a new mom or a new dad. That's probably really, it's a bad example. Something that you aligned yourself with, something that you initiated here in December, by the time you get to January, you're starting to notice the cost. And what I think this is with the 9 of Wands, it's like you feel a little bit isolated from, you know, maybe you see other people going out and having fun, enjoying life, and you feel trapped. You're stuck here. And so you kind of become, with that 9 of Wands, you kind of become a little bit aggravated or irritated or maybe even a little bit envious of where you could be had you chosen a different path. It's like we're not happy with where we're at, so we're kind of focusing on where everybody else is and wondering if we made the right choice. But the main energy here is wanting to move on, wanting to leave someone or something behind, but we feel trapped, we feel stuck, and we don't see a way out of it, especially with that 9 of Wands. With the King of Wands facing the opposite direction. It's like he doesn't want to take accountability, or he doesn't want to evaluate something. He doesn't want to face the fact that he's unhappy, you're unhappy. And whatever this was, it drained you mentally, physically, and emotionally. Tell me more about Aquarius's main energy situation going into January of 2023, please. Okay. Oh, we got 3 for the price of 1. Alright, so basket, recognition, reward for merit. And then we have door, opportunities are waiting for you. And then we had older man. Some of you could be an older man, or you could be dealing with an older man. Yeah, it's, again, I said this earlier, it's like some of you get to the point, you've taken on this, And then as January comes around, you're starting to kind of realize that it's not what you had imagined. Tell me about this Eight of Swords. Okay. I don't know which one to take, or I don't know if both of those. For some of you, this has to do with a reconciliation. We did have that show up here, but by the time this is, we're like guarded against certain relationships, or we're skeptical about certain people in our environment. We have angel and we have pineapple. So spiritual guidance, protection from harm. And with that Eight of Swords, it almost feels like you put something up to serve as protection, but what it's really doing is actually harming you. You convince yourself that these blocks that you've put around yourself here and here, they're for protective means. And maybe some of you are doing this because of someone that wants a reconciliation. So in other words, maybe some of you chose to reconcile with someone that you're starting to realize you're still unhappy. It could be a lover, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. Tell me about that Nine of Wands. Tell me about that Nine of Wands. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, you may be dealing with an Aries. I say that because Ram came out. A stubborn, aggressive person. Now, you're either dealing with that, you're dealing with a person who is stubborn and aggressive, or you are being stubborn and aggressive. And I would say that that makes sense because you did have the King of Wands as your main energy, and now he's showing up again here, but this time he's like stubbornly insisting that he's not stuck, or he doesn't need to face these things, and they're usually, it's usually a self-imposed mental prison. Yeah, it's like someone that kind of begrudges the situation that they're in. They're not happy either with their own choices or with what kind of led up to the situation. And you're either being stubborn and aggressive, or you're dealing with someone who is that way. But again, you're finding yourself to be emotionally unhappy, unfulfilled, disappointed in some way, but unable to move out of that or to do anything about it. Alright, so this is going to get kind of... And all of this could be about recognition, reward for merit. So you did all this in the hopes that somebody would recognize you, somebody would validate you, somebody would see your value. But with that Eight of Cups, that tells me that particular idea did not pan out. It didn't go the way you expected or had hoped. Alright, we're going to move on to February. Okay, so you have Cancer energy here, as well as all the fixed signs: Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, but Wheel of Fortune is also Sagittarius energy. So, for the month of February, tell me about Aquarius with the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. It does look like things start moving again, where you were stuck here in January, or felt stuck at least. Convinced yourself there was no escape. In February we have a pickup of movement, progress. Tell me one more with the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot, please, for Aquarius. in the month of February. Tell me one more. Alright, do 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so let me turn these around because that's supposed to be this way. Okay, things are changing. Strength again, Leo energy. It's almost like a calling into question your faith or your belief in something, not particularly religious faith, but maybe faith and courage within yourself. We have a prompt here, and it's kind of like something that you're meant to act on, but whether or not you do, if you're still in this energy, I don't know how that's going to go for you. We have the chance to change our luck here with the Wheel of Fortune. Could be something that plays out, you know, out of your control or out of your hands, that it comes up. Let me see. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? What does that represent? What does this Wheel of Fortune represent for February, for the month of February for the sign of Aquarius? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? 1, 2, and 3. Alright, Page of Pentacles. Alright, yeah, so maybe a new idea, a new direction, a new path. Possibly some of you have the opportunity to learn something new, go back to school, educate yourself in some way, gain some knowledge. This is the Student card. That's also Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It does look like the potential for something new. Could be a new job offer. For some of you, this could require travel. Tell me about the Chariot. Why is that here? What does it represent? Forward momentum, forward progress. Tell me about the Chariot, please. Okay. So we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, it does look like a pickup in energy. The thing that you started way back here in December, possibly even before that, but we're starting at December, so this could have been something that you picked up. This looks like it's whatever that was, you start to pick up momentum again. You get a chance, opportunity, or some good luck. It could be something that comes back around, like karmatic. I almost said karmatically, that's not a word. But yeah, you pick up where you left off, where you felt stuck here. This energy's finally going somewhere, and something new comes in. Tell me about the Strength card. Why is that here? If you can continue, if you can find the strength and the courage and the willpower, you can change where you were. Tell me about the Strength. Why is that here? What does it represent, please, for Aquarius in the month of February? Alright. Ace of Wands, yeah. So the 10 is about completion. So this is good. Now we can lay these wands down and we can move towards a new beginning, a new passionate start. But the question is, do you have the strength? Did you burn out here, or did you reserve some, or can you find your second wind? Because this is the energy where we feel stuck, trapped, incapacitated, and this is where there's a good chance for change, and drastic change at that. Alright, so let's see what else. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune for Aquarius. Why is that here? What does it represent? Alright. Oh, I'm not taking both of those. Try to give me one. Just one, please. Or give me 3. Good grief. came out by itself. Waiting for news, package, or letter, perched bird. And then right at the end, an exciting event. So, here we're waiting for news, package, or letter. It does look like it comes in with that Ace of Wands showing up, and you're waiting for maybe an exciting event. Now that could be something like a job promotion. Maybe it is like a, I don't know, a concert or something like that. Tell me about the Chariot. What are we moving forward with that Ten of Wands? Tell me about that with the Chariot, please. Okay. Psychic ability, trust your intuition. Okay, sometimes the Chariot does talk about spiritual involvement. For some of you, you could be unlocking new gifts or superpowers, but I think what that means is keeping your eye on the prize. So for those of you that don't get bogged down back here and don't get too self-absorbed in the sense that, like, you know, that Nine of Wands kind of like, they put a block on themselves. And it's Eight of Swords is similar, where we trap ourselves in our head, being overly pessimistic, you know, doubtful. We're overcome with like all these doubts and fears, and the Nine of Wands protects us from other people or other energies. Here, it's with the eye. It's trust your intuition, but it's also about, you know, keeping your eye on the prize. As long as you do that in the month of February, you do have something coming in, but you might miss it if you're not paying attention. Alright, so we're going to look at one more. Tell me about the Strength card with the Ace of Wands. More so that Ace of Wands, that was fast. Alright. Money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. Okay, so that's that Wheel of Fortune. It can talk about lucky, the universe giving you some kind of gift. Now, whether that is, you know, an inheritance or not, it's some kind of lucky break or a chance opportunity. For some of you, it really could be like a vacation or travel, because we do have the boat. Maybe some of you get a job, you know, on the other side of the world or something like that. We do have movement, whether that's literal or figurative. We have forward momentum. And the Chariot is a very lucky card. Okay, moving on to March. I don't know, unforeseen circumstances just came up. Tell me about the Four of Wands with the Moon, which is Cancer and Pisces, but mainly Cancer energy for me. Four of Wands and the Moon, please, for the month of March for Aquarius. What's going to be going on for Aquarius in the month of March with the Four of Wands and the Moon? Tell me one more with the Four of Wands and the Moon, please. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Page of Swords. Okay. So in March there seems to be a need for planning, research, looking into something, looking deeper into something, something that might be that is attached to your home, your house, possibly a marriage, or something that represents safety, stability, or structure. Your safety, stability, or structure, possibly even your home, something about that. There's something uncertain here with the Moon card. With the Page of Swords, this is the detective. Hush. One second. So let's see what that moon is about. Tell me about the moon, please. What is the moon here? Why is the moon here? What does it represent? For March, for the sign of Aquarius. What's the moon about? This may be the time to ask questions. Tell me about the moon. 1, 2, and 3. The Knight of Swords. So more Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah. Putting some thought into something, maybe something that you've been trying to procrastinate or avoid. There is like an element of avoidance here. Okay, so we start something here. In January we feel stuck. By February it starts to pick up momentum again. By March, I think because whatever this windfall is, this chance opportunity or this change, this calls into question some things that maybe you've been trying to repress or suppress, and it's about your stability, maybe about a home, maybe about a marriage, but something that again represents safety, security. We're going to look at that. It can no longer be avoided here, and it's time to start asking questions or making certain decisions. With the Knight of Swords, it's kind of like you have to make these decisions pretty quickly, but it's around a subject that may be something that you fear or is uncomfortable. Tell me about that Four of Wands. Why is that here? What does it represent? What does that Four of Wands represent for Aquarius, please? It could be about a living situation, a job. Tell me about that Four of Wands. 1. Okay, there it is again. 2, 3. Maybe your position within a home, something that you've created for yourself, built for yourself, or you are a prominent figure of, like an integral, almost sounds like I'm saying it wrong. Knight of Swords, again, same card. I feel like this is like coming back around some kind of decision that you made, some kind of action that you took. Now, it's not like bad, maybe it is bad consequences, but it's something that we didn't address before. Now we're in a position where we can no longer avoid it. We have to address this. Whatever this moon is, whatever this thing that is hidden, uncertain, not as it seems. And I think it might touch back here on this Eight of Cups, possibly. But it could be because you have this change. It could be like putting your affairs in order. We have to take charge of that and make some kind of split-second decisions here. But with the page, that does talk about, researching, finding out more information, asking questions. Tell me about that Page of Swords. Why is it here? What does it represent? Okay. The Fool tried to come out, but he went back in the deck. Here's Hierophant showing up. Taurus energy. So yeah, it could be attached to this. Some kind of commitment that you made. Whether that's in a marriage, whether that's to another person, whether that's to an institution, whether that's to a way or a set of beliefs or a way of believing. This is rules, laws, our own moral compass or code. You may need to start asking questions about a boss or an institution. Maybe things that you've been ignoring previously. This could be somebody that was like a leader and you feel like they led you astray, or maybe your own belief sets led you astray. It's time to start asking questions about who or what you're aligning yourself to, committing yourself to. Now it could be that an institution is looking into you and you need to get your affairs in order so that everything is up to snub. So somebody might be, asking you questions, trying to find out information on you. And maybe it's a little bit, it seems like a little bit prying as far as like personal information. But it's kind of unavoidable if you're going in this direction. Why did I do that? Somebody... Alright, this one again. Tell me about the moon. Alright, thank you. Haystack. Karma. You will reap what you have sown. So again, it's like I've been saying, something comes back around. Maybe something you've procrastinated, you've avoided. The Wheel of Fortune can be a karma card, so what you put out comes back around. That's showing up here. Maybe some of you are getting good karma, but at the same time it comes with some things that you didn't expect or you didn't account for. We did have this one. I'm not going to take it, but it did come out at the very end. Mice. Discord among friends or family. So there may be some things about friends and or family, the family unit, or people that taught you a certain way of beliefs that are now coming to light. Alright. Oh, I never even started that. Good grief. I have no idea where I am on time. There, I don't know if that's right. Alright, tell me about the Four of Wands. Oh Lord. Yeah, that touches on the moon. We got two. Clouds, temporary problems, and dragon. Beware of self-delusion. Sometimes that can be the moon card where we don't want to look at something, so we try to suppress it. It can also be a warning. The moon can be a warning about things not being as they appear. That's why the Page of Swords is here. It's like you need to ask questions. You need to find out more information. So there could be some temporary problems surrounding something to do with your leadership within some kind of structure. I say you. It could be someone else, but you did have the King of Wands show up. This is the third time. So it could be a Leo though too. But beware of deluding yourself. Or this may be telling you need to stick to your you need to stick to your commitment or your code. Tell me about that Page of Swords. Why is that here? What does it represent, please? Why is the Page of Swords here? There may be information that is hidden from you, or you may be reaping the consequences of hiding information. So we have Bull, very much the Hierophant, so you could be dealing with a Taurus. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Yeah, you need to stand up for yourself with the Page of Swords and the Hierophant. You need to know what you're getting yourself into, or you need to acknowledge what you got yourself into. That doesn't mean that you have to kowtow to anyone. During this time, it's going to be kind of important that you do not back down, that you hold your ground and stay strong, show strength and fortitude. You had strength come out twice as well. So March might be a little bit challenging in the sense that you may be facing some consequences. Whether it's something that you caused or somebody else caused, it doesn't really matter. Alright, moving on to April. Alright, so we have the Nine of Wands showing up again from January with the Knight of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Tell me one more for the month of April for Aquarius. What's going on with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Cups? One more, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me one more with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Cups, please, for the month of April for Aquarius. 1, 2, and 3. 10 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, and I think this is why the Bull showed up. The reason the Bull showed up, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude, is because your happiness is on the line here. There's going to be some kind of resistance or challenge or blocks or obstacles, and your first reaction is going to want to be to feel a little bit defensive here. With that Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups, it's as if they're guiding you again to keep your eye on the prize, because the end result is emotional fulfillment. Where you didn't feel back here, you have it, or at least you're moving towards it still in the month of April. So let's look at that. Yeah, tell me about that Knight of Cups. For some of you, this could be a love offer coming in, or a reconciliation, an apology, or something like that. Some kind of emotional message, an expression of feelings. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. Why is it here? What does it represent, please, for the sign of Aquarius in April? Alright, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, following your heart, following your truth, acknowledging truth. You know, the Ace of Swords is about clarity, truth, honesty. You can't be led astray if you're leading with truth and, well, your heart, but tell me about that Knight of Wands. Why is that here? Why would the Knight... Okay. So, again, back to strength showing up. Something is here to test your resolve, to test your strength. Something is trying to challenge you. But as long as you're leading with love, and as long as you're following your truth, nothing's really going to stand in the way of your Ten of Cups. It can prolong it. It can, you know, you might have to detour or take some detours. You might be, you know, facing opposition, but tell me about that Ten of Cups. Something is testing your willpower. Tell me about that Ten of Cups. Why is that here? What does it represent for Aquarius? What is Aquarius' Ten of Cups here? This can also talk about a happy family, reaching emotional fulfillment. Alright, 3 shuffles. 1. That's also Leo energy there. 2. Ten of Pentacles. So success. Success in all ventures. Success in home, success in life, success in business. Reaching some kind of completion. And that one that means kind of like the end of a cycle for you. And a happy, positive completion. I don't know what this is that you're defending yourself against. It showed up, technically it was all the way back in January, but it really, I think it really reared its head in March with the moon, it can no longer be avoided here in March. In April, you have reached some kind of realization, or you do, as long as you're open to it, as long as you keep your eye on the prize, as long as you don't back down. Always want me to back down. Okay, tell me about that Knight of Cups with the Ace of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Cups. No. Did have turkey, someone behaving stupidly, alright, yep. Happiness. So, making a decision, making a firm decision, a firm realization, a firm moment of clarity about what your happiness means to you. Obviously it's going to be individual for everyone, or it's very subjective. Objective? It's relevant for different people in different ways. It means something else to everybody. I think you know what I'm trying to say. I'm messing that all up. But. So, moving towards your happiness. Tell me about that Nine of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands here? What are they guarding themselves against? Okay. This could be taken very literally. Target, a goal-oriented person. So you could feel like the target of an attack, or like the target of just circumstance. Like you could feel like people are opposing you, creating something that you feel like you have to defend yourself against. It doesn't have to be people, it can just be like you feel like the world is against you, or that you have to protect your happiness at all costs. Tell me about that Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, please. Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, okay. That's one, I'll take that one, but give me something a little bit more. Okay, so the first one to come out was Fair Man. So dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Now you could be dealing with that, that could be you. I don't really take those up. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. And we have the moon showing back up. Changes in your life. But this one is just about change. But I think that moon energy is going to follow you, and that's probably why this is here. But needle and thread, it says a sincere wish will be granted, but I feel like it has to be very carefully orchestrated. Like, I feel like there's certain things that you have to do. It's very concise, very strategical, the way that you have to make this work. It's almost like you have to thread the needle. There's a little bit of a challenge here, but for the most part, I feel like you're up to the task here as well. You finally have clarity of purpose, clarity of mind, clarity of what you want, what would make you happy, and you're moving towards that. And you're defending yourself against whoever or whatever is trying to hold you back. Now we have the Chariot showing up again. That was somewhere. Oh, it was back here in February with the Justice card. So we have Cancer and Libra energy showing up. I'm going to do one more in this deck and we'll switch it. Tell me one more with Justice and Chariot for the month of May for the sign of Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius in the month of May with Justice and the Chariot? One more with Justice and the Chariot. One, two. No. One. Sometimes I don't like the way it feels. I just do. I don't even look at the card. I don't like that one either. One. Two. Three. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Alright, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This feels like you feel more settled now. Things are more balanced. There's more of a mellow energy with this. We do have movement. We do have things balancing. We do have things, whatever was uneven or unequal or unfair, as long as the clarifiers don't change that. But it does feel like more of a sit back and enjoy kind of energy. Tell me about the Chariot one. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Cups. We feel more emotionally balanced as well. We feel more spiritually or intuitively aligned with where we're supposed to be. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Libra. Tell me about the Justice card. Why is that here? What does it represent for the month of May for Aquarius? Alright, yep. The Leo energy is showing back up with the Sun. So things going in your favor. If you are involved in some kind of court case or lawsuit or anything like that, it does look like you get a good outcome from that. Justice goes in your favor, karma shines on you. This does look very much a much lighter energy than we've seen from any of the months previous. It's more like almost I can kick back and kind of relax a little bit. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles. Why is she here? What does she represent? Or who or what does she represent? Tell me. Okay. Page of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. So yeah, it's almost like enjoying something, having the time, energy, and space to explore something, possibly something new, exploring new ideas. There's an energy of optimism here. Alright, tell me about the Chariot with the Queen of Cups. Tell me about that Chariot for Aquarius, please. Tell me about the Chariot. Alright. Alright, so Carrot, opportunity or windfall. So again, more forward momentum. Things are growing. But with Carrot, you don't have to, like, with a Carrot, you don't have to do much. It does it on its own. So I think, like, whatever, it says opportunity or windfall. I think this is just where you had, like, start, stop, like, slow down, and then now we're picking back up. This is more of an energy of being able to sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor. You probably shouldn't get too comfortable because we do have Shark that came out. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth, so don't get too complacent. But overall, I feel like this month is an energy, or there's an energy of just chilling, relaxing. Tell me about Justice and the Sun. Tell me about Justice and the Sun. Okay. Get back to the basics. Let me see if I can get a better card. Fear, worries, tense situations. Now with the Sun and Libra, I think this is whatever there was back here with that Nine of Wands that had you on guard, had you on the defense. This is what eases up with the Sun showing up, and Justice. It's like things going in your favor. The verdict being on your side or in your favor. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Tell me one more with the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. I really need to hurry it up. Okay, for some of you may start up a new health regimen here, or be able to take more time and invest more in your energy, in your health. Some of you may start eating better, some of you may start working out. I say that because Cain is here. Pay attention to your health. We also have Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So you could be dealing with some, like an older man or woman that has a cane. But with the Page of Wands, I feel like that might be a stubborn child for some of you. Or a stubbornness on your part. I think it's kind of about yourself though, like growing, expanding, being abundant, and you're kind of set, you've set your mind and this is what you want to achieve. I'm going to keep you on. Big dagger. Alright, moving on to June. What's going on for you in June? Alright, Page of Cups. Some of you may be dealing with a child. We've had pages or children. Alright, so now we're looking at something here. Possibly an offer coming in June for you. Tell me about the Page of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. Possibly a new love offer. Does not have to be. We'll clarify. Tell me one more with the Page of Cups and Seven of Pentacles, please. One. Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So maybe that shark did have some relevance. We do have the Seven of Swords showing up here with the Queen of Pentacles again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's almost like you realize in the month of May that maybe you took things a little too easy, you became a little too complacent, you got a little too comfortable, because here we are in June looking at our work, looking at our time invested, and wondering if we didn't cheat ourselves out of something. Let's look at that Seven of Pentacles. Why is that here? What does it represent? Why is it here? What does it represent for Aquarius? Maybe you're thinking about investing in something. Sometimes it's we've already invested, or it's thinking, should we invest? Should we spend our time, money, energy, resources? Right. Death. So maybe you're wanting to end a situation. You're thinking about ending your investment into something, possibly because you feel cheated, lied to, deceived. Tell me about that Page of Cups. Why is that here? What does it represent? Tell me about that Page of Cups. Scorpio energy with the Death card. Alright. The Three of Wands. It kind of feels like in the month of June, you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for someone to communicate something. You're waiting for some kind of offer, especially emotional in nature. But with the Seven of Pentacles and the Death card, it's like you're wondering if it wouldn't be a better idea to not wait, to end the waiting cycle. Or if you have already invested in something and you're waiting for your ships to come in, you're waiting for that to reflect what you've put in, you're now considering changing direction, going in a different direction, ending something to do with what you have invested in or what you are thinking or hoping to invest in. It kind of feels like, should I continue to invest energy? Should I continue to invest in something? Is it hemorrhaging my time, money? Am I wasting my time, basically? Alright. And look at Seven of Pentacles. Why is that here? With the Death card. Why is that here? Alright. Apple. Temptation will test you. Okay. So literally waiting on the fruits of your labor. There's a temptation here, and I don't know if it's a temptation to stay or a temptation to cut it off prematurely. Alright. Tell me about the Page of Cups and the Three of Wands. Tell me about the Page of Cups and the Three of Wands. Oh, okay. So we have money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So something is waiting for you to find it, or you're waiting for a path to be illuminated to you. I'm not really sure yet what that temptation is about, but for some of you this may also be regarding romance. Okay, so you could be thinking about making an offer, you could be thinking about an offer that you receive. There is a temptation here. Let me see about the Seven, and especially with that Seven of Swords, someone may be dishonest, whether that's you being dishonest with yourself, self-deception, or someone being dishonest with you, or you being dishonest to someone. Tell me about that Seven. It does feel like maybe I need to make a new plan now. No. Come on now. Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Alright. Sorrow over a loss. Maybe it's your time that you're regretting wasting. Tell me. Loss over what? Maybe your time. Dog close up. Pleasure with a close friend. Maybe a friend disappointed you, or you thought something about a friend that wasn't true. Tell me about the temptation. Tell me about that temptation. Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Okay, so we have money path. This is a warning about taking the easy route or taking a shortcut. Maybe it's like you're tempted to take a get-rich-quick scheme, like get involved in something like that. Something that would tempt you off your path. And it's this idea that if I take this path, then success will be guaranteed. When the only success you're going to have is if you work for it. So that energy of being complacent back here is kind of showing up here, and now you're tempted to take the easy route, or some kind of situation develops that promises a certain outcome, but you're either lying to yourself or someone's lying to you about what you're going to get out of it. I'm not too sure what this has to do with wreath and dog. Maybe a friend tries to invite you to something, or wants to involve you in something kind of a little bit shady or a little bit like sketchy. I think your advice there would be to be careful about anything that seems too good to be true. So let's move on to July. Alright, so here we hit another road bump, or a bump in the road. Four of Pentacles and the Hangman, Pisces energy there. Tell me one more with the Four of Pentacles and the Hangman, please, for the month of July for Aquarius. What's going on here with the Four of Pentacles and the Hangman? Alright, one. I think that was the Sun, 2. And 3. The Sun, Leo energy with the Hierophant, again, Taurus. So he showed up That Hierophant showed up way back here with the bull. Do not back down. I think there's an eye-opening or a point where you come to some kind of awareness based on what happened back in, what month was this? March. Because we're kind of hitting another wall. It might not have anything to do, but I think it might. Kind of feels right. Tell me about the Hangman. Why the Hangman here? This asks for a need to look at things from a different perspective, or it's a forced stop, a forced halt, in order to see things in a different light. The sun clarifies things. The sun illuminates things. This could be a test in faith as well. Tell me about that Hangman. Why is it here? What does it represent? 1, 2. Alright, thank you. King of Swords, yeah. It comes down to making a serious decision or an important decision with the King of Swords. It's asking you to look at something, gain some clarity. There's a situation that develops that needs you to be very logical, rational. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles, please. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. One, 2, and 3. Has something to do with what you want to create for yourself. Something that you're wanting to create for yourself, but you're either fighting someone that's very stubborn, you know, you're getting resistance from an outside source, or you yourself are being very stubborn. And what this is asking for is some time out basically, to kind of gather our thoughts, gain some clarity, possibly ask for advice. But it's a need for a new perspective, and this is what the sun gives us. So there may be somebody that knows the situation or is a little bit more knowledgeable that you may need to ask. Tell me about the Hangman with the King of Swords here in the month of July for Aquarius. Tell me, what is that about? Tell me about the Hangman and the King of Swords, please. Alright. Good news, but ear. So keep an ear out, basically, is what I'm seeing with that. Tell me more. Alright. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. And I think that's why you've pulled up the Four of Pentacles, because the Four of Pentacles is about withholding, protecting what we have, not allowing. It's a very kind of restrictive energy where we refuse to relent, we refuse to let go, we refuse to share. It can be a stubborn, kind of selfish energy, but I think it's because you're facing a situation that's asking you to do something that goes against your morals, goes against what you want to do, basically. No. Why did you do that? Alright, tell me about the Four of Pentacles with the Magician. Alright, broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. I think this is temporary. You're facing some kind of it's almost like a test of your faith, more tests. But in this case, there's a situation that you don't want to be involved in, or you don't want to do what is it being asked of you. Alright, thank you. Tell me about the wishbone, or no, tell me about the sun and the Hierophant. Tell me about the sun and the Hierophant. So what you're trying to create here in the month of July It does feel like there's a period of no progress, stagnation, stasis, things being in limbo. Put it down to 25. I have no idea that's going to be right. Alright, for some of you this does have to do with a commitment. We did have ring come out, but I'm putting that back. Alright, tell me about the Sun and the Hierophant, please. For July, for Aquarius. For the month of July for Aquarius, please. The Sun and the Hierophant. Alright, so we had Ant. Work, achievement, success. Yeah, it's like back here you're tempted, the temptation to go down a certain path that potentially money is involved, getting financial success. But by July, you're realizing that what's being asked of you to get this is not what you want to do. It goes against something that you believe. For some of you, again, yeah, it has to do with, it could be regarding a connection, a romantic connection. We have love, deep affection, and caring. But Ant is what came out first, so that's the one I'm keeping. Yeah, it's almost like what you're hearing is really good on the surface, but underneath that it's like it's trying to test you. It's that temptation that was back here in June, and now you're starting to kind of withdraw a little bit from this because it comes with stipulations that you might not agree with. So it does force some kind of halt on your progress while you evaluate. Alright, so let's move on to August. We have the King of Pentacles, strong Taurus, but could be Virgo, Capricorn, does not have to be any sign. And we have the Seven of Swords showing up again, which you had back here with the Temptation card. So this could be like a shady deal, a shady boss, a shady institution, somebody that got you involved in some kind of get-rich-quick scheme, or something that was a little bit, like I said, sketchy. Let's see, tell me one more. For the month of August, what's going on for Aquarius with this King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords? No, I'm not taking all three of those. Yeah, I don't like this energy. Tell me one more with the King of Pentacles and Seven of Swords. Alright, we're going to have 1, 2, and 3. Ace of Swords. Okay, so you find out some kind of truth. You receive some information about the Seven of Swords. I want to see what that is. Why is that here? What does it represent for Aquarius in the month of August? What does that Seven of Swords represent here? Okay, the truth is found out. Okay. I know I saw one flip. There it is. Oh, the Tower. Okay, something is revealed here that could be quite shocking. Or if you were doing something shady, you could be found out. Scorpio, Aries with that. Something is revealed here that is upsetting. Tell me about that King of Pentacles. Why is that here? Or who or what does that represent? What's going on with that King of Pentacles? Why is that here? Why are you giving me 3 at a time? Yeah, somebody did something shady, or they talked to you into being involved in... Tell me about the weird... Tell me about that King of Pentacles. 1, 2, and 3. Five of Wands. Okay, it could be conflict that arises and then suddenly, out of nowhere, the truth is revealed. I'm going to be honest, this almost feels like throughout this whole reading that someone is kind of manipulating, or you're in a situation that involves a person or a group of people, and they use your trusting nature, they use your loyalty against you. No, there went that. I don't have much time left. I might not be able to get to the overall. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Why is that here? What does it represent? I figured I'd have plenty of time. Tell me about that Ace of Swords, please. Why is that here? Alright. Oh, yep. Yeah, it's a disappointment. Whoever was dishonest, whether that was someone else, an institution, or you, the truth comes out and it breaks your heart. It disappoints you. Okay, you walk away grieving whatever was ended or whatever was exposed. Oh shit. With the Tower and the Seven of Swords. So something is coming to light, I feel, in the month of August. Beware of greed just came out. Announcement with the bell. Yeah, whatever this temptation was way back here. Whatever that was is coming to a head in August. Tell me about... Stop it. Tell me about the Seven of Swords and the Tower. Alright, we had fire come out, passionate, or strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Tell me. Pay attention to your work. Yeah, it's almost like whoever you get involved with, maybe this boss, let's say it's a boss, and you find out that they've been doing shady things. You need to make sure that you have been acting with integrity so that you don't get pulled into their mess. It feels like you are sort of aware that something weird was going on, but then it comes absolutely undeniable truth out in August, and you need to make sure that you're on the right side of this arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Yeah, you need to make sure that you acted with integrity, and you don't want to get the blowback from whoever this is. That tell me about the Ace of Swords and the Three. Tell me about the Ace of Swords and the Three. We do not have enough time. I'm gonna have to skip doing. Yep, a two-faced friend. So you encounter somebody that broke your trust, or used your trust against you. And so maybe for some of you, you were the one being two-faced in the situation, but I really feel like you were pulled into a situation, or you were tempted by a situation that you thought was going to go in your favor, that you thought would bring you, financial security or whatever, and somebody else was. Alright, so moving on for September. September with Judgment and the Nine of Cups. Judgment after this huge whatever you want to call it. Judgment and the Nine of Cups, please, for Aquarius for the month of September. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Nine of Pentacles. So 2 nines now. Yeah, it's almost like you have to recalibrate. I feel like you want to be removed from whoever or whatever this was back here, and you just want to move on with your life and continue to be abundant or grow. Maybe for some of you, you have a business that you want to continue to flourish. Your happiness, your emotional, at least feeling content is what is driving you here. I feel like you do feel like released from this, and you're kind of digging it. Maybe you couldn't find a way out of it, but now that everything's out in the open, you can finally, it's almost like a weight off your shoulders. Tell me about that Nine of Cups. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to quit or stop with my camera's going to die. Alright, bouquet. Nine of Cups. Compliments from an admirer. Compliments from an admirer. So kind of like relishing the attention, relishing the respect or the admiration of others. And I think it might be how you set yourself apart from all this, how you behaved, stepping up into a new experience for Judgment. Tell me one more with Judgment. This is making a major decision. A Judgment can be, a call to end something, or possibly sometimes a second chance. But tell me about Judgment. Oh, got a green one. Career. So this is career related. So feeling successful in your career, or back at least where you're more comfortable. I think this was kind of a very uncomfortable situation as it played out. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. So September seems to be a good month for you. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles, please, for Aquarius for the month of September. This is talking about expanding, growth, abundance, feeling self-confident. Secret admirer. So you have two cards talking about an admirer. So someone might be admiring you. They could be somebody that works with you, or you work for. Doesn't necessarily mean they like have feelings for you. Maybe they really, maybe the good part of this all happening is that somebody sees your work ethic and they appreciate how you handled yourself, how you handled the situation, how you kept your nose clean. Moving on to October. So this feels like another withdraw. Tell me one more. We have Virgo energy there with the Hermit. Tell me one more with the Two of Swords and the Hermit for Aquarius. We're withdrawing here. We're isolating. This could just be like, what do they call that? Weather, depression. That's not the right word, but Two of Swords and the Hermit. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that one that came out, it's about a choice. Possibly a head over heart decision, or it's about a love relationship or a potential connection, romantic connection. Alright, so this could be coming in from someone that you've separated yourself from, stopped speaking to. Alright, hold on, stop. Tell me about the Hermit. That's Gemini energy. Tell me about the Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit. Why is it? Okay, no, it went right back in. Good advice from a wise person. That's exactly what the Hermit does. That's going within to find wisdom, but sometimes it's like a counselor, a therapist. It's almost like you're seeking your own internal wisdom and guidance, though. Tell me about that Hermit. Slowly but surely getting ahead. Okay, so things are slowing down here. Why is the Two of Swords here? Why is the Two of Swords here? That's indecision. Could be about a fair man again. Take care, there will be a loss of material wealth. So it could be a decision surrounding money, or there could be another man involved. A man that is a shark, or you could have to be the shark. Alright, tell me about that Two of Swords. Alright, I want to just go ahead, yeah, financial pinch. So it has something to do with money, career. Tell me about that Two of Wands with the Lovers. Alright, what is this? Oh, that's way too many. Why are you always... It's probably going to die before I'm done. Let me know in the comments if you like this reading, if it resonated for you. I apologize, I figured I'd have enough time. But Two of Wands and the Lovers, please, for the month of October. Alright, I'm going to take that one. Take care, enemies are working against you. You had another, the shark came out there as well, to take care. So just be careful around a money situation. Feeling tied down or frustrated, that's that. It's a card, like I said, a card of indecision, confusion, lack of clarity. With the Hermit, we're going within to find that clarity, and the Two of Wands, it's about it's standing at the crossroads, not knowing what path to take, what is the best path to take. But it could involve love as well. Alright, moving on to the last month that we have here, which is next November, Death and the Empress. So I have Scorpio, Taurus, Libra energy here. One more with Death and the Empress, please, for Aquarius for the month of November. One more with Death and the Empress, please. One, two. Alright, yep. And we have some worry and fear over our sense of security, over our abundance, over our ability to create, expand, grow. Financial might be a worry. Could be the end of a job or a change, a drastic change. Tell me about Death. Why is that here? What does it represent? It's a lot of stress, fear, worry, anxiety about this change or end. Thank you. The World. Yeah, big change. Big changes, big transitions for you in the month of next November, and some worries and fears surrounding that. Tell me about Empress. Okay. We had Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So something about romance, commitment, a love relationship, or business. So something about that is changing or ending. Big change, or like complete ending here. Tell me about Death in the World. Tell me about Death or the World. Let's see what came out. Period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay. And then Mountain, a major challenge to overcome. So there's some kind of major challenge here with the World and the Death card. Something, there's a period of frustration, which is that Nine of Swords. And there's lessons to be learned here about a romantic or business situation. Alright, tell me about that Nine of Swords. There could be a young man involved. We have Staff again, which showed up in the very beginning here. You will be taken care of in difficult times. And Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. I'm assuming it's whatever changed ended here. And I think it started back here in October, and it finally comes to some kind of major transition or end in November, and we're grieving the loss of it. It's majorly impacting us either romantically or business-wise, maybe both. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So another card about change. Alright, I'm going to try to fit in the last part that pretty much sums up your month, or your year. So some fluctuation, which is exactly what's here with the Temperance. Temperance is trying to moderate the flow of things, trying to find a balance. It's more subtle energy over time, something that's not like felt very strongly. It just takes place over. It's also a card of divine timing. So everything happens at its own pace. It requires patience, healing. With the Five of Swords, that's the things that you're going to be challenged by, whether that's people, external influences. Tell me one more with the Five of Swords and Temperance, please. It's trying to moderate all of that. That's trying to impede your progress, interfere in some way. Tell me one more with the Five of Swords and Temperance for the overall takeaway of this spread of the year. Thank you. That tried to come out in reverse. Six of Wands. Yeah. Something is trying to get in the way of your success, and you're going to have to kind of take on a hands-on approach in balancing out, because you have your ups and downs, but you're supposed to stay, pretty steady throughout. You have to keep that balance. No matter what's thrown at you, you can't get too deep in a lull or a low period. There's a need for allowance there. I need to take your time. I kind of want to see what that Five of Swords is about. If it dies, you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying if you did. I appreciate that. This is your yearly read from December of this year to November of next year. Tell me about that Five of Swords, please. 1. Okay, there's that 5. Okay, this is also about, you could be dealing with a fire sign. You've had that from the very beginning, but this could be yourself. This could be you getting in your own way, you creating your own challenges. I did see that up here in the earlier part where it seemed to smooth out some for the most part. Basically, what is that damn word? That's Sagittarius energy. We have Aries, Leo, Sag, Leo. We have Leo here. Shit, I almost had the word. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's messing things up for yourself. Alright, tell me about Temperance, please. Tell me about Temperance for the overall theme of the year. Alright. An exciting event. So things like exciting as in like there's ups and downs. It's kind of a roller coaster. And then Flute. Disappointment in a friend or lover. You are going to be dealing with some disappointments. As long as you keep balance, you keep the flow going, you don't allow it to block you in any way for too long. We all, you need time to grieve or whatever. But as long as you just keep it moving. Don't get stuck or stagnant for too long. I'm still irritated that is evading me. Self. Tell me about the King of Wands and the Five of Swords. What is that about? Who or what is that about? The Five of Swords. And talk about needing to burn bridges. Right before I said that, bridge came out. Successfully overcoming a problem. So as long as you keep a handle on it, you can successfully overcome. It's self-sabotage. Good grief. Don't allow someone else to sabotage you, and don't allow yourself to sabotage yourself. Don't allow you, whatever. So you can get through all of these obstacles as long as you maintain the flow and balance. It's about maintenance with the Temperance card, tempering yourself. moderating yourself and everything that you can. Tell me about the Six of Wands. This is about success, victory, victory. All right. Victory after a long battle. Receiving recognition. A period of ill health and depression. I think you'll go through your bouts of like feeling up and down. Tell me about that Six of Wands, please. Why is that here? What does it represent? I think this is basically saying you will overcome all of this, but don't expect the journey to be easy. And I think it's whatever you start out wanting to do for yourself up here. So we have hills, obstacles to overcome, obviously. And you will be playing a different role, hat. So you will have to play different roles throughout all of this. You'll have to be the mediator at some points. You'll have to be the leader at some points. You'll have to be the follower at some points. Don't ever stick to one thing. It's like trying to fit a square peg through a round hole, or even better, thinking like if you're a hammer, every problem is a nail. It's not. You've got to integrate new strategies. You're going to have to go with the flow, and that's your advice for the year as it progresses, is to always kind of reset, allow yourself to reset, reconfigure, because there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's some months that seem very easy and flowing and even successful or victorious, but as long as you just go with the flow and don't fight it, you will overcome these problems. At the very end, it seemed like the worst part of it, whatever this end and disappointment was in November of next year, seems to be the worst of it. But it's not to say that you're not going to have some significant changes as we go through next year. But anyway, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time.